This may be the most important single slide you will ever see in your life in any presentation, right here. Because what this is doing is describing how we as human beings actually create our reality. Not in the New Age secret sense, but in the real world, feet on the ground, spirit and flesh sense. Okay? The first or baseline foundation is information. Information. Available information. This information constitutes potential knowledge that we can gather, process, eventually understand, and eventually act upon. But at this level, all it is information. Okay? In the trivium methodology, they call this the grammar step. Okay? So it's all the components that you need to assemble to make sense of anything. All right? Now, we could arrive at knowledge or not. Again, underneath knowledge on that box, it says, or lack thereof. So the opposite of assembling that information, not doing that process, not arriving at knowledge, is ignorance, in which case we build a very different reality. On top of that knowledge, we're building something else. So if that's not firm, if that's not a firm base, if it's not based in truth, you're not going to be building a solid structure that is going to be capable of standing. All right? Is our decision-making processes regarding what we have just taken in. These processes take place in the mind. That's why mind control is so important to maintaining the slavery condition that this world is in, because it's an attack on the decision-making processes. Okay? The processes that take place in the human mind, they're chosen by each individual, and they are based upon the available information. So this is the processing stage. We process the information. And when we process it, either we arrive at an accurate understanding of it, so now we are either aligning our thoughts to truth or not, okay? Or we don't understand it. We've arrived at confusion regarding what this information means on the first step, all right? Then above that, we're going to build on top of that. The third process, all right, is the behavior or the output, as we've already talked about in the human nature section. The output onto the screen of life then occurs, because each individual's behavior is, by definition, going to be based upon the quality of their decision-making processes in step 2, which were in turn based upon the quality of their available information in step 1. That's why if you want to control the output, you always control it from available information. Hence, hiding knowledge, the occult, okay? That's where the powers that should not be control the world from the level of available information. So, what then occurs? What happens? These are the 3 steps we work with: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, or lack thereof. Again, that's grammar in the bottom step. In the trivium, this would be grammar, logic, and rhetoric. Or we can use the computer analogy. This is input, this is processing, and this is output. Okay? All of those different ways of looking at it hold true. But then there's something that happens, manifestation. The manifested reality that is the quality of our shared experience in this world. The quality of the condition which manifests in any given society is based upon the aggregate quality of behavior within that society. Aggregate quality of behavior, meaning in the totality. So, if you have the aggregate number of human beings in a society behaving morally, you will have a society that generates a result of order. If you have an aggregate amount of people in society that are behaving immorally, you will have a society that has generated chaos, slavery, tyranny, etc. And we're going to be talking about that process later.